Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of the Quick Wins Playbook series. So, in this episode, we are going to go through how you can set up your phone number inside of your HighLevel account to start sending SMS. So, SMS sending is obviously a very crucial part of business, and it's a great way to get a hold of potential prospects or customers. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so here we are inside of our GoHighLevel agency account. So as you can see, I'm in the agency view of my account here. So what I first need to do is select the sub account that I want to set up the phone number in. So if you haven't already created a sub account, go ahead and go to the sub accounts tab, select create sub account. Um, you can choose a snapshot from HighLevel, or you can just go ahead and create blank. And then from here, you can either search for the location or add the account manually and go ahead and put in the information and hit save. And then it's going to show up on the left-hand side in your search bar. You can go ahead and search for it or just select it if it pops up right away. So let's go ahead and go into our demo account. Okay, from here, you're going to need to go into settings, the very bottom. And from settings, if you have not done so already, one thing that really helps with setting up the phone number is making sure that you have your business profile settings information filled out. So the reason you need to fill this out is because when you want to send SMS from a phone number that is not a toll-free registered number, you have to be A2P compliant. So A2P is application to person. So it's important that you have all of your business information filled out before we continue. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and fill out your business contact info as well as your business information. So if you do have an EIN number, go ahead and put that in here, as well as making sure the address and the authorized representative information is up to date. Next up, we need to go into phone numbers and submit our A2P. So go into the phone numbers tab on the left-hand side. From here, you're going to notice a few tabs. So if you want to start sending SMS right away, the easiest and quickest way to do that is by setting up a toll-free number. So let's go ahead and set up our toll-free number first, and then we'll go ahead and go into the A2P registration. So step 1 is going to be to add a new number. So we're going to hit add new number, and we're going to select add a phone number. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and go into filter and go ahead and select toll-free number. So go ahead and just make sure toll-free is selected here and hit apply. Now this is going to retrieve all the toll-free number options for you. Go ahead and choose the one that you want to use to represent your business. So we'll just choose this one, and then we'll go ahead and proceed to buy. Now it's also important to note the total amount is going to be $215, and then additionally you're going to be charged $215 every single month for this phone number. Now, the cost per phone number can vary depending on what area code you are using, so just keep that in mind when you are purchasing phone numbers in HighLevel. So next up, we get this screen. So this is telling us that we need to verify our toll-free number. So this is really easy. All we need to do is hit verify this toll-free number. Okay, on this first slide, we're going to go ahead and insert our business and contact information. So let's go ahead and fill that out first. Okay, as you can see, I've filled out my business information as well as my contact information. So let's go ahead and continue to business location. Okay, so in this slide, now we just need to input our business location or business address. Okay, now that I have my business address filled out, we're going to go ahead and continue to messaging use case. Okay, so here we're going to get asked a couple more questions. Now, these questions are pertaining to the phone number itself. So the estimated monthly volume. For this, I'm just going to put 100 because by the time my A2P is approved, I'm not going to be sending a lot of SMS from this account. So 100 should be good for me. If you're using this number to start sending right away, be sure to be following the ramp up model, which I'll link below. But for that instance, if you're going to be sending a lot of SMS from this number, you're going to want to go ahead and select one of these higher amounts. And remember, this is monthly volume. Next up, you have your opt-in type. For this, you have the option of mobile and QR code. So if somebody is opting in to receive a message from this number via a QR code or by texting start to this number, go ahead and select this option. Paper form is if this is you're physically giving them a form that they've agreed to receive messages. Verbal, this could be via phone call. Text, same thing, sending in a text message. And then last, web form. So for this application, we're going to select web form. And then for our use case category, so this is how you plan on, or what you plan on using this phone number for. So we're going to use this phone number for account notifications and customer care. Okay. Next up, the opt-in workflow image URLs. So for this, you're just going to put in the website address that people are going to use to opt into receiving these messages. So I would put in your website, home page, and then I would also put in the contact page, or if you have a schedule an appointment page, I would go ahead and add those in as well. Okay, next up we have use case description. So all we need to do for these is just select see example. It's going to give you three options here. So the first one, this is the most common one, is that this phone number is going to be used to send appointment information, confirmation, and reminder messages. The second one is the number will be used for reaching out to customers that signed up to our updates via SMS. And the third one is this number will be used by our salespeople to reach out to their clients that have opted in to receiving messages. So go ahead and select the one that best suits your business. I'm just going to select number one here. Okay, next up we have message content. So for message content, this is just an example as to what your messaging is going to look like. So again, we're going to see examples, and we'll notice that they give us two examples here. Now, the first one, we're going to modify these slightly to fit our business, but the first one is going to be an appointment confirmed reminder, and the second one is going to be a follow-up message for somebody who did not meet or did not make the appointment. So let's go ahead and use the first one. Again, it doesn't matter which one of these you use, just select one, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you some easy edits you can make to help with the compliance. So for starters, it'll say, "Hi, John." We're going to change this. So we'll say, "Hi, John, comma, this is," and then go ahead and put in your name or the representative of your business, their name. And then go ahead and put in your company name. Okay, now the company name you put in should be the same company name you first filled out on the first page of questions. So make sure that matches up. Now, additionally, it says our appointment is confirmed, or our appointment for July 10th, 11 a.m. is confirmed. Now, what I like to do is I just like to remove this last part where it says, please reach out to the phone number in case you need to reschedule. The reason why is I find that when you use phone numbers or links, you can get flagged more, or sometimes you're denied more for approval. So I'm just going to remove that. Okay. Now, what I like to do is after it says reply, stop to unsubscribe, is I like to add a kind of like a send off that kind of reiterates who this message is coming from. So I'm just going to put thanks and then put my company name again. Okay. Now, last but not least, you have to check the box to agree to the terms of service, and then you can go ahead and send information for verification. Okay, so now that you have successfully submitted your registration for your toll-free number, you need to edit the configuration of the number. So this is where you're going to go ahead and add in a forwarding number. That way, if somebody tries to call your toll-free number, it's going to forward to your business number. Now, this is also going to be important for missed call text back, which we will go over in our next video. So stay tuned for that one. So let's go ahead and go to these three little dots on the side here, and then go into edit configuration. Now here you can go ahead and name your number. So you can go ahead and name this your business number, or you can name it marketing, or just anything you want to label it. Go ahead and change the name here. Okay, next up, you need to put in the phone number you would like to forward your calls to. So this can be a business number or it can be your personal number. It just depends on what your preference is. So now you can go ahead and hit save. And now it's going to go ahead and save that forwarding number. So anytime somebody calls, it's going to automatically forward the number to your phone number here. So next up, let's go into registering our A2P. So to do this, you're going to want to go into the Trust Center. Okay, so now you're going to see the A2P messaging. So this is going to be where we're going to register our A2P brand application as well as our campaign application. So the first thing you need to do is scroll down to the bottom where it says start registration now. Okay, so if the business you're registering is a registered business, go ahead and select yes, and then go ahead and select yes. Now it's important to note that if you did go ahead and fill out the business profile in your account settings with your EIN, then this will automatically select yes for you, and it'll go ahead and fill in the information on the next steps. If you haven't, however, don't worry, we're just going to go through that now. So, yes, my business is located in the US or Canada. No, the business I am registering does not have a tax ID. Then I'm going to hit continue. So now it's going to ask me for the business name or my first and last name. So I'm just going to do my name here. And then we're going to hit continue. Okay, now here it's going to ask for the business address. So again, if you've already filled this out in business profile, it's going to auto-populate. If not, go ahead and fill that out now and then hit continue. Okay, now this, if you have your authorized representative information filled out, that will also auto-populate. If not, go ahead and fill that out now as well. Once you've filled out all the information, go ahead and select continue. Okay, now because we are not a registered business, the only options I'm going to have is to register a sole prop brand and a sole prop campaign. So next up, I have to go ahead and select the I acknowledge button. So this is just letting them know that I do acknowledge that I will be charged for the brand and campaign registration. So I believe the upfront charge, like it says, is $20. And then I think the ongoing monthly is not as much. I believe it's probably like $12 or $14. It just depends again on the phone number and then the total sending that you're going to be doing. But I will link an article below on all of that so you guys can read it over just to make sure that you know what you're being billed. So now that we've done that, we're going to hit continue. So now it's going to ask us for our business brand details. So it's going to ask us for our brand name, our industry, and then it's going to ask the phone number that we want it to send the OTP verification to. So the text message that you're going to receive is just going to be saying, you know, do you agree to submitting the A2P, or did you want to submit that A2P? And then you're just going to reply yes. So let's go ahead and fill that out. Once you fill that out, go ahead and hit continue. Okay, so now this is going to be the campaign registration. So we have already done our brand registration by filling out our business information. So now the campaign registration is basically, again, what are you going to be using this phone number for? So obviously our campaign use case is going to be a sole proprietor. If you are a registered business, you're going to have a lot of different options here besides, you know, sole proprietor. I recommend to the low/mixed volume. And then next is going to ask you for the use case description. So again, we're going to go over to see examples. It's going to give us 3 different examples for this one. Go ahead and select the one that suits your business the best. I'm going to go ahead and select the first one, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy and then paste it in and then change where it says company name to my company. And then again, make sure the company name you're using is the same business name that you used to do your brand registration. Okay, next up for the sample message 1, let's go ahead and see examples. Again, we're going to select one of the following. I'm just going to go ahead and do the first one. Go ahead and paste it in there. So again, we're just going to do the same thing we did for the toll-free number, and we're just going to change up the intro slightly. Okay, so as you can see, I went ahead and added an introduction, added my business name here, and then I went ahead and added a sign off as well. So next up, we're going to do sample message number 2. Same rule applies. Go ahead and select one of these. Go ahead and paste it in and then make your adjustments. Okay, and then I did the same thing for the second message. So last but not least, if you do have, if you did decide to leave in the phone number option or the link option, just make sure that you changed out the phone number it gave you for the phone number you're going to be using or your business number as an example. And then also make sure if you are going to use a link that you go ahead and use a link that will send them to your website or your booking link. Just don't use the link that they put in their example. And then if you are using those links, go ahead and keep these checked. If you're not, like I'm not, so I'm going to go ahead and unselect these. And now I'm going to hit continue. So this is the final step for the campaign registration. So it's going to ask you how the leads or contacts consent to receiving these messages. It gives you one example for this. You're just going to go ahead and copy, paste it, and then the adjustments that need to be made are going to be, you're going to need to change this to your website instead of their example website. And then if you are allowing people to text to receive these messages, go ahead again and replace the phone number they put in here with an example number for your business. So I'm just going to remove this part altogether. Okay, and then next up, your opt-in keywords. So they automatically put in your start or subscribe. You can add in here yes, or maybe if you're doing a special promotion where somebody can reply, a certain keyword, you can go ahead and add that in there as well as one of your opt-in keywords. And then last but not least, the opt-in message. Again, you're only going to get one example for this. Go ahead and copy it and paste it in. And then go ahead and replace company name with your business name. Okay, so I went ahead and replaced company name with my company name, and then I went ahead and added another reply stop to unsubscribe. I just like to do this for redundancy purposes. And then I also added a sign off again. And so now everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. So once your message is submitted, you should get an email letting you know the status of your brand. That it's currently in progress. And then I've noticed now the brand registrations are usually getting approved fairly quickly, especially if you're a registered business. So you should also receive, I would say within the next day or two, an additional email saying that your brand has been approved or declined. So if you have been declined or rejected for your brand registration, you are going to be able to see why you were rejected. So as an example, here is a second account. And as you can see, my brand registration was rejected. If I go to rejection reason, it's going to tell me here why it was rejected. Now, for some of these, if the rejection reason isn't something that you can fix on your own, it will tell you to reach out to support. And in that case, you'll have to reach out to high level support and they will tell you, you need to give us this information or you need to put in this information. So just keep that in mind if you are rejected. Okay, so now that we have successfully registered our toll-free number as well as applying for our A2P registration, let's go ahead and send our first SMS message so you can get an idea of what that's going to look like. So if you haven't created a contact already, go ahead and create one. So we're going to hit the plus sign up here. We're just going to add in a name and a phone number. Hit save. Okay, so now we're going to send our very first SMS. So as a test, I'm just going to say, hi test. Okay. So as you can see, this was sent using my toll-free number that I had just registered. Now, my toll-free number registration has not been approved yet. It's still pending, but I am able to send or receive SMS messaging. So yeah, now your phone number is successfully been set up. You can now send and receive text messages or make calls or receive calls. The next video we're going to do is going to be going over how you can set up your missed call text back. So stay tuned for that video. If you guys would like to see more content on how-tos and tutorials for GoHighLevel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, leave a like. If you guys have any requests or have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.